Today on the show, let's look at WWE 2k14. Yeah, I said it. And we're going to look at some of the things that WWE 2k22 can learn from this game, from the moments to like the streak, the match types. I heard there's special guest referee in there. It's been a while. Let's get into it. So let's take a look at this roster, shall we? 2k14 had, well, arguably a pretty good roster overall. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? Look at this. Look at this AEW roster we got going on here. This thing is just loaded with TNA, AEW, all over the place. John Cena's still in there. But here's the thing. This game did such a great job of going back into the history of things like just the WWE legends overall. You got The Rock in there. You got Roman Reigns. Not even Tribal Chief Roman Reigns existed yet. Look at that. Look at that smooth babyface. It's just trash. But you had such a good, solid roster of legends, and you had current crop talent too. And that's what I really appreciated. Hey, Hogan's in there, brother. Did we get like 3 versions of Hulk Hogan in this thing? Yeah, you got Mania Hogan. You got Hollywood Hulk Hogan. You got JBL, Wrestling God. Now, they still did the thing where they used up different slots, like John Cena. You gave John Cena his own. This got like 2 slots. Kane! But the roster itself was something to admire. And again, even if you had a limited current crop of superstars, the roster here, like, it's not absolutely massive. We still have all of the divas, because it was the divas era, and the managers as well. The roster wasn't like anything that I thought was the biggest roster of all time, but it was solid. And that's the big thing that 2K22 can learn here, is making sure that your wrestling roster is actually solid. This was the time where we also had Scott Steiner in there. NWO Scott Steiner. They were big on having all the NWO in there. Multiple versions of the NWO. I love it. NWO Savage, NWO Kevin Nash, Outsider Scott Hall. Hey yo, Oksana was in the game. Hey, she was there for a minute. You had Layla in there, Lita. Like, the women's side of it was really, really impressive, because you had all of the main names in there. The thing is, like, look at this menu. It's easy. It's clean cut. I didn't like that 2K went into the world of like all of the stinking tiles. Everything became a tile in 2K15 and onward, and they love their tiles for all like the match types. I think they also did that because they tried to make fans think that it was a bigger game than it was. But what do I know? I like the fact that we've got, like, you can play, you got 30 years of WrestleMania, which was a really cool mode. You had universe mode in there as well, your creations, Xbox Live, that's fun. And then as you drill down, you got like the superstar threads, the entrances, movesets, special moves you can go into. Custom story was in this thing too, which is something that so many of you guys have said that you're like, I really wish we could still have custom create a story in 2K22. Create the arena and create the championship was even back in 2K14. Remember in 2K20, they took out create a championship? We had to wait for a patch. It's kind of ridiculous. Create a story was just so much fun. And I wonder too with 2K22 how they will do the unlockables, because we've always had like the accelerator packs in there. You pay a couple of bucks or it comes in your deluxe edition and you end up being able to unlock everything. And just in the first shot. Now, I'll be honest here. Matt will be very honest with you, very transparent. I used it all the time, every game. Let me know in the comments. Did you use it too? Because I did. I wasn't playing around. I wanted to have everything day one. I wasn't going to go and try to like go through, because I was going to do all of like the WrestleMania moments and all this stuff and the showcases anyways. It didn't matter. But I like that they had so many, even if you wanted to go through the process of actually unlocking everything, they did have quite a bit for you to play with, and a lot of it was like alternative attires. I really appreciate. You also got all the extra superstars in there too, from the managers. Paul Heyman's in there. You got Eddie Guerrero. Obviously, you had the 30 years of WrestleMania, but the other piece that they added in here was the films, and you could actually go through within 30 years of WrestleMania and rewatch some of the hype moments leading up to it. But I like how they did 30 years of WrestleMania. It's a cool little feature. It's a cool little mode, because you get the story background, you get the actual match itself, and it's all following into the actual like road and the whole thread of WrestleMania over the years. And I really like that. We had the streak in there too, which was massive. Defeat the streak, defend the streak. You got the stats, you got his victims. I never played Defeat the Streak that much. I wasn't really into it that much, but I appreciate that they actually try to do a big focus on the Undertaker. I like that they give you all the background stats too of this. That's cool. And like, you can create a story in there. This is what fans really, really love and appreciate. And 2K has obviously not talked about having a create a story. They haven't really touched much on custom creation suite itself. Oh god, that ref just got destroyed. Oh, poor man. Little Nate, no. Create a story was one of those big things that they had in this game. Double Triple H. Sledgehammers everywhere. Double champion. Stone Cold. Take him out. Game over. Time to play all the games. But they did this, it would be fun, and it was like, and you had a highlight reel too. There's so much good stuff within 2K14. Even being able to jump, look at that. Hey 2K, he can go on the table. Where's that? Where's that in my life? It's gone. That's what happened. Just gonzo. 2K14 also had the matches that we wanted, that we loved, that were just slowly removed all the way through. Having I Quit match. You could climb the announce table like they said. It gave you that little bit of that arcadey feel that we still enjoyed from our wrestling games before 2K really tried to shove in the simulation aspect of it. And that just bothered people. And would you look at that in 2K14? Right there. Look at that. Look at that man. You see what that man just did? He grabbed the ring bell as if it's a weapon to use in the game, and you clock Randy Orton with it. Something that we can't do anymore. These seem like obvious tropes. These seemed like obvious little things that were nitpicking almost, but realistically, we had these features in the game before. This is the stuff that fans really enjoy and what they would want to see in 2K22. From a weapon standpoint in that integration, if they're saying, how do we improve weapons? What weapons do we want to see in the game? It's pretty simple. Keep all of the existing weapons that we have, but bring back the elements around the ring. That's what made the entire arena more fun to play in standard matches, to even have those custom stories that you want, where I can actually hit him with a ring bell and get out of there and get out of that match. Boom! See? You just want to be able to just smash. Create your finishers as well. Creating a finisher added more depth to this thing. When I can go in and modify a pedigree or a choke slam into stuff, and you can actually go through a different sequence to create these cool finishers, fans want that. That allows the custom creation suite to live and breathe beyond just having your standard set of characters that you're making in the game. You want to be able to have this. I love the fact that I could do chokeslam into a pedigree and then into another move, and people get so creative and create like 5 different moves that they could actually do in this thing. It was fun. And there's another one that 2K14 had, was Backstage Brawl, but multi-man Backstage Brawl, where we weren't just having one, we were having multi-men going at it. Brothers of Destruction, just destroying each other. Create a Story did a really good job though, because you could add text, you could snippet things, the scenes, you could make it silly or serious, people share it online, sharing it with the community. I really am hoping that, because we haven't heard a lot from 2K on the creation suite side, that we're actually going to be getting custom Create a Story. If this game can do this, it's another added layer and another benefit for players to be able to do all of this and have those really cool stories, or just plain silly ones. But come on, like, wouldn't it be cool if we could actually set up our own creative story and I could create my whole AEW universe and do it the way I want to do it? Some people are fans of the 30 years of WrestleMania and the showcases, and some are not. Some find it just kind of tedious and meh. In the last couple of years, I haven't enjoyed it all that much. 2K20 was broken, so that's a whole thing. But what I always liked about it was the aspect of trying to hit these different objectives in the match itself. They outline what you need to do. You get into a little bit of a cutscene sequence. Maybe you'd even have the audio from the actual match itself, which I really did appreciate. It heightened the drama. It made you feel like you were in those moments, reliving it. That's what I liked about 30 years of WrestleMania. That's what I liked about showcase modes, is that they would try to draw those big epic moments of like climbing the ladder or Edge spearing Mick Foley through a flaming table. They could just make this one step better by actually having it so that it's like all geared around achievements and unlockables and everything like that. Like hitting all of your objectives is going to unlock another attire. But these are great moments at WrestleMania that we love revisiting, and it would be really cool if they were going to add in more. But I don't think 2K is doing this with 2K22. I think we would have heard about it by now. Their big push is having the GM mode and My Rise and My Factions. There's another one everybody loved, Inferno matches. And not the best designed and laid out match here, but you got special guest referee being in the game alongside Inferno matches. And that's huge for players. We want to be able to have referees in the match. Again, it's more control and it's making it more fun for players to go through and creating those great moments. The only thing I wish is that we could actually go in and change out the stinking attire so that they actually look like a referee. Now, I know I could go into Custom Creation Suite and then just make Randy Orton have a ref shirt, but it'd be nice if they had referee in the game now that I could actually just toggle. If they're selected as referee, it auto-populates them into a referee shirt. There's another detail too. We talked about this on another show, but just having the close-up camera angles made a difference. It added you into the drama. It made you feel like there's more going on in the game. Look at that Undertaker. It's scary, man. I love that they changed up the camera angles a lot and they made it easier. I didn't love the HUD with it, trying to build up your bar to get your finishers, but they made it feel a little bit more on the arcadey side, and that was fun. And it looks like we're probably gonna go back to like this menu style too, right, in 2K22, because we're gonna have the actual superstars art, their actual photos on there. This is good and bad to me because I like the fact that I get like in-game renders of the superstars, but if their attires change or their gimmicks change, then it's out of date. Also, when you put in a custom superstar, that was the biggest thing I didn't like. So it's kind of good and bad because when you put in a custom superstar, it's not a photo, so like you have to mod the thing. But if you're playing on console, you're not doing that. So you'd have like your actual in-game star versus and against like the photo-looking John Cena. And it kind of breaks it, right? And that's what I didn't like about current crop of games. And even in the past when they did this, I think I'd rather have what 2K20 did have, which is they just put in the in-game render of the model of the star, but just don't give me 7 Charlotte Flairs. So, I mean, was it like the prettiest game? No, but it was still one that fans really loved and we still talk about today. And hopefully 2K22 can take some cues from 2K14 to be able to make it more engaging by having those weapons at the side where I could actually move weapons freely around to set up my different spots, to be able to have little Easter eggs in there, to have the close-up zoom camera like we've seen in the trailers. Hopefully they do all of that stuff. Let me know what you guys want to see. Like, share, subscribe, hit all the buttons so you can help assemble here on the show. Peace!